We're here at Trek Toronto, and I'm with my good friend Taylor and Nan here, and we're fitting up my bikes for 2011. And we came up, I guess Taylor came up, I should say, with this sort of cool smoke and mirrors way to sort of estimate where we might want our mountain bike bar width. So, by all means.
So what the concept is, some people get trapped in running narrower bars. They're maybe a little bit afraid of hitting trees. Some people like to ride big downhill wide bars because downhillers do it and they ride off-road really fast, so it makes sense. But what we're trying to do is figure out what's best for you. So sort of the concept we've come up with is sort of based on the push-up mentality, is that when you're going over terrain and pulling up a bike to go over whoops or riding over obstacles, like you want to be in that comfortable push-up position what you're naturally used to. If you're too narrow, you're going to start doing a push-up that brings out a whole different group of muscles, or if you're too wide, you're going to be opening up again another group of muscles that you don't want to. So it's sort of finding that good push-up zone that will allow you the most control and comfort and give you good endurance while you're riding the bike. So what sort of our system is to figure it out is to not do a push-up, because you'll naturally manipulate it to what you think. Is you want to get a buddy and a tape measure and start doing burpees, and then at one point in time in the burpees, get your friend to just stop you when you're down in the push-up, and then you sort of take a tape measure and measure either from the outside of the hand or the center of the hand, and that would be a good range of bar to let us start looking at. And then you're going to want to trail test it and make sure it's not too wide that you're hitting trees or too narrow that it's uncomfortable.
Right, so smoke and mirror, so we'll just do sort of a rough burpee, and maybe do a second one for, and then what we'll do.
Then we'll come in with our tape measure and just sort of measure up. So we're getting around 70 centimeters or 700 millimeters. Yeah. So 700 millimeters is pretty wide for a conventional cross-country racer, but you're seeing more and more people go that wide. So with Pete, what he ran last year was a 660. So what we figured out is like his sort of push-up motion is maybe around 700. So it's maybe filling that middle ground and find what he can ride around trees properly, but then gives him the most natural fluid motion for riding his bike.
And I think the more I got riding it, actually I think the wider, like 700, I would probably believe I could, at least riding, you know, maybe in a cross-country race, maybe we'd narrow it down a bit, but definitely I think the moral is like, you know, if we want to be stable, we want to go to that nice wide stance, and I think this is a real cool way to sort of just prove that to yourself maybe and get a rough estimate where you're going to be. So give it a try and let us know how it goes.